Okay, diary entry number one, I guess. I don't know. Um, this what makes this different than from the other recordings, besides it being on my computer, is because I don't want to have to edit this. So I'm gonna try to be very concise with my wording and not go on tangents and keep it interesting and get to the point. Let's start by getting to the point. So I've been talking to this girl who, sorry, I've been DMing this girl who I made two videos about last year, the Valentine's Day one and the one after that. Like I've been like talking with her, getting to know her, and I was stressing about finally like I guess breaking the mold, like because basically I knew what her Instagram account was. I never asked her. I just found it like last year, but I because I was just curious. Like, okay, does this girl like have an Instagram account? Because I thought she was cute. So I found it, and it had like 300 followers. It was private, and it had no posts. So I was like, this is a great sign. This is awesome because it's just I don't know. It just is. Um, and then this week, I guess I decided to finally follow her account, and which is like, you would think, why are you waiting this long? Like this is a whole semester after it. And also, I'm sorry, I'm gonna be messing with my hair because it's bugging me. I just washed it today, and that's why it looks like this. Anyway, I've basically followed her out of the blue, which is like very like risky. Like you don't. That's not a great, you know what I mean? Great game plan, but I followed her and she accepted it. Yep, I feel that, bro. I feel that thumbs up for real. And she accepted it, and I was like, okay, if she accepted the follow request and followed me back, she probably recognized me and probably remembered me pretty fondly. That's how I want to. That's how I view that. So I call for some reinforcements because I don't know how to attack this situation. I call my mom and I call my sister. What do I say? I will call my dad, but we are too similar with this, and also he's a guy, so this is something I need a girl's perspective on because it's like, what would you like to see if you were in her situation? And I feel like I got good advice on that. That said, their advice was send this first thing basic. I mean, there was a bunch of different stuff, but it ended up being send, hey, weren't we in the same history class, to kind of start it off with, because we were in the same history class last semester, and clearly that's where she knows me from, so that's an easy conversation starter. The next step with the original plan was to be like, yo, yeah, you seem, after her first response would be to say, yeah, you seem pretty cool, you want to go eat here or something. But I didn't feel good about doing that, even after okay, that's not loud at all. Okay, so someone placed an order. My sister placed an order. Let's see what she ordered, guys. Little tangent. She ordered spaghetti string tank top. Awesome. So anyway, they said after that you follow up with the extra message, and I felt weird about doing that because I feel like if I received a message out of the blue from somebody who I sort of recognized from a class I took in the past, and they immediately wanted to take me somewhere to eat. First of all, I can't take anyone anywhere to eat. I don't have a car. I don't drive down here. I don't want to drive down here, right? Um, so that's an issue. Also, I don't know this person, and I don't want to overwhelm them. That's my like, I don't want to overwhelm you with all this information because I'm already out of the blue popping up, and I'm all like, yo, remember me? We were in the same class. If I added all this extra information, like, in like, stuff like, yo, you want to go get food at this place or this place, or what do you like to eat, and adding all this extra stuff, like, that's just overwhelming. That's overwhelming. I'm trying to think about it from my perspective, but like, I don't think I'd want to see all that. Look at my forehead. Like, I don't think I'd want to see all that from somebody I don't really know right off the bat. So instead, I decided to just go with the flow of the conversation. And that's why we've been texting like every 30 minutes for the last 2 days, like back and forth. I try not to respond too fast, because I don't want to seem desperate, but I also never want to have her waiting too long. So it's exciting. It's made my days very fun. Last 2 days, very very fun. Um, but I wanted to mostly make this video to talk about this other thing because last night I was on the game with a couple of my friends, and we were sharing like deep stuff, like experiences with previous girls. Basically, I don't have a lot of that, so it was mostly them sharing. But I did have some stories to tell, like about how the one time about how that one time, that makes sense. I think I watched The Notebook for this girl. If you don't know, the Notebook is like a very like, if you know, you know. It's like a sad like romantic, like it's not a movie I would ever watch on my own. This hair is actually pissing me off, so I'm gonna cut it when it's a little bit wet, which is not a good idea, but I'm gonna go for it. That changed nothing. And I told him about how we watched it at school, but we didn't finish it. So I ended up finishing it at home that night, and I was crying at the end of it, and I sent her, I don't remember if I sent her a picture of me crying, like a snap, or if I just told her I was crying on text. But both my friends that I was talking to, they're like, oh, that's not Riz, that's not Riz. So that was interesting. I don't know if they're ever going to watch this video, but if you are, I'm going to treat this like I'm talking straight to you, and if you agree with what they said, same thing applies. Because I think it's interesting that would be seen as not, I don't know, the way I see it is if you can get vulnerable in front of a girl, like that is like, you know what I mean? Like that makes you stand out. That's cool. If you're all macho all the time, I don't think that's very appealing, because it's just boring. Like obviously no one is macho all the time, but if that's all you can stand to show to this girl, I feel like that you're just gonna be seen as shallow, and if you plan on dating her for too long, it's not gonna last unless you change. And that's exactly the case with both of these two guys, who are, one of them is in a relationship and the other one is talking to this girl. I don't really know what's going on with that. I just thought it was interesting because I even just now I feel like using emotions like that is, I don't want to call it this way, but it feels like it's like an exploit. It's like my superpower, because it's not hard for me to share like my feelings and thoughts with somebody I don't really know, because I just did that to this girl, with this girl. It wasn't super deep. I was just kind of briefly talking about how I feel about, because it came up naturally, briefly talking about how I kind of feel about my little sister, like visiting colleges in a couple weeks, and how that's crazy. I don't know if that's something that like she expected from me, or I don't know. Maybe I'm reading too far into it and being too like self-righteous. I probably am a little bit, but that's how I'm feeling, man. That's how I am feeling. And I feel like as a guy, if you don't see the value in that, in being emotionally like vulnerable with a girl, especially a girl you're getting to know, like that's just confusing. That's like free. That's free game. Like they're talking about, my friends, they're talking about how like, oh, you can't cry in front of the girl, bro. What are you talking about? That's exactly what you want to do. That is so fire. I don't know. I'm just gonna wait for this to dry. I think this front part is messing with me. It's gonna look better in a day, but for now it's just bugging me a little bit too much. I was looking at him. I mean, yeah, it just looks weird in the front. Kind of want to rock the fake mullet in the back. No, I know that just is gross, but it's not actually a mullet. It's just, I want the hair to be kind of longer on the back, because that's how it, if it's not, then when I sleep it gets all frizzy and pushed up because the hair can't hang down. But if it can't hang down, then it's cool. Caught you. This sucker. These strands of hair right here, causing me so many issues. I just cut off a big chunk. That might have not been the move. We will see in the morning when it dries. Well, that was footage of me probably ruining my hair and me yapping about something that probably does not matter that much. So yeah, thank you for listening to my journal entry. I probably will have to cut this a little bit because I'm talking about the video, not my hair. Because I don't know, I feel like I just have to. But if it's not cut, then it's not cut, unlike my hair. So yeah, I'll see y'all.